Have you ever made a decision that felt like absolute truth in your chest, yet everyone around you looked at you like you were from another planet? For millions of people, the decision to not have children is exactly that. It's not rebellion. It's not confusion. It's a quiet, steady knowing that somehow feels more honest than anything society expects from them. But the world responds with the same questions every time. Who will take care of you when you're old? You don't like kids? You'll change your mind. What most people don't understand is this. The choice isn't rooted in dislike. It's rooted in deep personal truth. It's not a phase. It's not a crisis. It's a life path carved out with intention, fear, logic, and sometimes love. And today, we break down the 3 psychological profiles most common among people who choose this path. Before we dive in, ask yourself, what if choosing not to have a child is not rejection, but a different form of responsibility? Let's go deeper. Meet the practical thinker, the person whose mind is a calculator, a planner, and a realist all at once. For them, this choice isn't emotional, it's mathematical. It's the quiet moment when they stare at their bank account and think, I can barely afford my life. How am I supposed to create another one? Imagine a young couple working 2 jobs just to keep the lights on. They're not cold. They're not selfish. They're simply aware that parenthood demands stability, financially, emotionally, mentally. To them, choosing not to have a child is the most loving and responsible decision they can make. It's not that they don't want to give life. It's that they refuse to give a life they can't fully support. But what about the people whose decision comes not from logic, but from fear, memory, or a heavy sense of responsibility? Let's explore the mind of the anxious realist next. Now we enter the world of the anxious realist, a heart that beats with caution, compassion, and worry all at once. Some look outward and see a world trembling under climate change, political instability, and economic chaos. And they whisper to themselves, is it fair to bring a child into all this? Others look inward. Maybe they grew up with trauma. Maybe mental illness runs through their family like a shadow they can't outrun. Their deepest fear? Passing on pain, repeating cycles, becoming the very thing they promised themselves they'd never be. For them, not having children isn't avoidance, it's protection. A shield they raise not out of fear, but out of love for a life that never arrives. Hook. But what about those who simply walk a different path, one where joy, purpose, and meaning exist outside of parenthood? That's our next profile. The fulfillment seeker isn't running from anything. They're running toward something, toward freedom, creativity, adventure, and self-defined happiness. For them, life is a landscape filled with experiences waiting to be lived, traveling freely, pursuing a career deeply, or diving into passions without the weight of constant responsibility. They see parenthood as something beautiful, but they also see the sacrifices it demands. And they know, truly know, that giving up the life that feeds their soul would slowly drain them of who they are. Their joy comes from designing a life with their own hands. Not better, not worse, just different, and entirely their own. But here's the real question. What do all 3 types have in common? And what does it reveal about the meaning of life itself? Let's conclude. So the next time someone says, I don't want kids, don't rush to assumptions, don't reach for cliches. Don't project your expectations onto their journey. Behind every person is a different truth. The planner, the protector, the seeker, all carving paths shaped by experience, fear, love, and inner purpose. And remember this, having children doesn't make life more meaningful. It simply makes life different. Meaning is something each of us must build for ourselves. The comments are open. Which type feels closest to you? Or are you a 4th type entirely? If this opened your mind, support the algorithm and your own curiosity. Hit like, subscribe, and let's keep exploring the psychology behind the choices people rarely talk about.